Since the time has been reduced from 10 minutes to 5 minutes, I'll try to prune down my speech. Well, I'm highly delighted to be one of the speakers of this conference as the theme resonates very well with the vision of Dangote Industries Limited, which has led to our investments not only in the fertilizer business, but in sugar business, in rice business, and other agro-based businesses. Africa is hugely endowed with vast natural resources and a rich agricultural ecosystem, and we are standing at a pivotal moment in history. As we gather here, we recognize the immense potential Africa holds, not only to feed its own burgeoning population, but also become a powerhouse in global food production and in exports. In tackling the challenges of the 21st century, the imperative to transform Africa into a net food exporter should not only be a mere aspiration, but a profound necessity for which the time is here. If you look at it today, there are two key ingredients required for farming: good arable land and water. And look across the globe. Apart from sub-Saharan Africa and Brazil, you don't have any other place with arable land coupled with adequate water for irrigation. So these two parts of the world are going to become the bread baskets for the whole world. The days to come, with the water scarcity and shortage coming up across the globe, these are the two parts, sub-Saharan Africa and Brazil, which is going to feed the whole world. So the topic of pivoting Africa as a net food exporter, it has come at the right time. And as we all know, agriculture is crucial to poverty alleviation and wealth creation. In Africa, the agriculture accounts for about 65% of the total employment and 32% of the GDP. Therefore, the agribusiness is strategically placed to drive Africa's future economic development. The agribusiness creates important linkages and encourages investment in a way that can have strong multiplier effects on the growth of each country and sub-Saharan Africa. It is vital for fighting food insecurity, not only because it stimulates the increased production, but also because of its potential to create wealth, especially for smallholders of the land and the rural communities. And developing a viable and vibrant agribusiness sector in Africa is a development challenge, but it is also a significant market opportunity for corporates and farmers who are the largest private investors in the African agriculture. And there are several challenges. The previous speaker spoke about some of the challenges, but there are considerable opportunities for accelerating the development of agriculture and the related agro-food value chain in Africa. That is one sector we should not forget. Because if you see today, Africa, we export all the raw materials and import all the finished products. Copper, cadmium, nickel, crude oil, natural gas. Everything goes out and finished products comes in. Even South Africa is the largest producer of diamond. But if a guy wants to propose to his girl with a diamond ring, that diamond from Africa should have gone to Belgium or Israel or to Netherlands or to India for cutting and polishing and comes back there. So all the value is added outside. Those countries it creates employment for those countries. It adds value to the GDP of those countries. And here we are suffering for employment because all the value addition happens elsewhere. So when we are focusing on agriculture, it's very important that we also focus on the related agro-food value chain. As I said, the sub-Saharan Africa is going to be along with Brazil, the net food exporter for the world. So let us not just focus on agriculture and the raw material, but value-added products going out from here. We all talk about cocoa going out and chocolate coming in. So when we talk about food, let us focus not just on agriculture, but on value addition. And my predecessor talked about several challenges, but as I said, there are several opportunities too. And one of the questions asked was what is affecting the agriculture, for example, in Nigeria? I'll give you a typical example. We decided to invest in rice milling capacity to the tune of 1 million tons of paddy. So we selected a few states. We started constructing one in Kebbi State, one in Sokoto State, one in Niger State, one in Jigawa State, one in Zamfara State, one in Kano State. And also we have invested in agriculture in sugarcane, farming and sugar milling in Adamawa State and in Nasarawa State. The only state where we have really faced a bit of a challenge is in Zamfara, because we are finding it a bit difficult to get contractors to go to the state. But all the other states, it has been working well. So when we started this investment, I knew that the paddy coming in from Nigeria is not adequate. And I'm putting a 1 million ton milling capacity. So how to develop? So we started developing the farmers. We started giving them some assistance in terms of fertilizer, in terms of pesticides. But then we started interacting with the farmers, and we asked them, what exactly is going on? Why people have abandoned the farms? What we realized was that farming has become uneconomical. They are not able to make enough money to feed themselves, to educate their children, to take care of their medical needs. So farmers started abandoning because it was not economically becoming viable. So we went and did further study. We focused on rice and paddy because that was our primary area with which we went into those areas. And we realized that the farmers were getting 2.5 tons to 3 tons per hectare of yield. So we decided to import seeds from Brazil. So we imported the seeds and we distributed. The farmer's yield went up to 6 tons. So the yield became double. Then we started working on short-term crops so that they can go for 2 crops per season. So they went, we trained them, talked with them, and assisted them, and they went for short-term crops. So now the yield became 6 tons plus 6 tons, 12 tons. So from 2.5 to 3 tons, now they started getting 12 tons per hectare per year. So the people who are abandoning the farm, the subsequent year, we could see many of them going for even Hajj or Umrah because they had made enough money. And then we also started a rice research station in Katsina. We thought, okay, we brought seeds from Brazil, but should we not focus on our own? So we set up a research station and we found that we could develop local seeds suitable for local climate, resistant to local pests, yielding up to 10 tons per hectare. So the opportunities are plenty. We have to invest on research. We have to encourage and coach the farmers, give them the right seeds, give them other inputs, and agriculture will certainly come back. So I think signifying that the time is up, so maybe I'll stop.